it's Brittany from Hitch to Hitch. I'm here and the kids are here today to talk to you about whether living in an RV is really that different than living in a house. And I knew I wanted to do this video because when my husband presented me with this idea of us selling the house and going full-time, I was very scared. I mean, I had my list of my pros and my cons. I had all the things that I was scared about and nervous about. I even wrote a blog on it just to try to kind of get my thoughts out to see if, to help make me feel better. So I had lots of fears. One being, how much change is it for me? How much change is it for the kids? Is it going to be a good change? Is it going to be beneficial? So I wanted to go through this video asking, me and my husband and the kids especially, because obviously that's a big deal, a big change for them, to see if it really is that much different. So we're going to start with the kids and see how they feel about it. Okay, I did want to add a disclaimer because I forgot to mention this. This is from the perspective of our family. We've only been in the camper for 6 months, and 3 of those months we've traveled, and the other 3 we have a home base set up where we have family and we have hookups on their property, so we're able to use their laundry. So we will update later after we have gone full-time, away from family for a long time. We don't have our own washer and dryer and things of that nature. So while this may not be a complete assessment, it gives it an idea of making the jump. And we will reevaluate after we have gone full-time and are away for a while to see if this opinion changes. All right, we're doing a little multitasking here while the boys' hair dye is settling in. We're gonna have a little chat. The question for today is living in an RV or camper different than living in a house?
No, not really. The only changes are, my house was a lot bigger, so I had my own room. And now me and Corbin live in the same room. But another plus with the same room, it comes with 2 queen-size beds. That's a plus. I sleep in a queen-size bed rather than a double. Corbin sleeps in half of a queen-size bed.
You slept in a queen at the other house, didn't you?
But I did.
I don't know.
No, I slept in a double.
Okay.
The toilet. That will change my life forever. Every single time that I go to the toilet, my foot will go to the bottom of the toilet and I will try to push the lever.
You mean like when we go to other people's houses or stuff?
When we go to other people's house, my foot simultaneously goes
automatically,
like muscle memory, to the bottom pedal, which isn't there.
Okay, so far it's different because you have to share a room that you didn't have to before.
Yes.
And flushing the toilet is different.
Yes.
Anything else?
We didn't have a food grinder because we have black and gray tanks. So with our dishes, and we don't have a dishwasher. So we have to wash all of our dishes by hand. We don't have a lot of dishes. We have like 8 plates and probably 8 bowls.
Mm-hmm.
But we still do have a lot of cups.
So now we have to wash the dishes by hand.
Yeah, we have to wash the dishes by hand, and every time food is left over on your plate, you have to scrape all of it off because we don't have a food grinder
Processor?
or whatever. Yeah, processor.
No, that's not what it's called. A garbage disposal.
Yeah, that.
Mm-hmm. We didn't have that at the house.
Oh, we didn't?
What did we do with our food that was left over?
Oh, yeah, we just put it in a tub and fed it to the chickens, and we can't do that anymore.
Yeah.
Because we don't have chickens.
So that's not that much different.
It is not much different. It's smaller. It's a lot smaller.
Does that affect you?
I like small spaces.
So it's not a problem?
It's not a problem.
Being with your family all the time?
A few family members can get on my nerves sometimes. But other than that, it's okay.
So overall, would you say that camper living is different than house living?
Not by a long shot.
Not really?
Not really.
Okay, thank you. Love you.
My turn.
All right, Corbin, in all your long years of life and experience that you have, what is your professional opinion? Is RV living different than living in a house?
Houses are better because houses are bigger than smaller RVs.
Mm-hmm.
And some RVs are really small.
Mm-hmm.
So a house is bigger than a big camper.
Okay, so it's different because a house is much bigger, huh?
Yeah.
What else?
And houses have more things than RVs.
Yeah. Anything else?
And we have 2 campers.
We have 1 camper.
2 campers.
Where's the other one? That's not ours.
Well, it equals 2.
It does.
One is Mama's and one is Papa's.
So, did you like living in a house better or camp? You like living in our camper?
I kind of love houses better.
Yeah. Why did you like the house better? Because it's bigger?
Yeah, and bigger, and you just get to sleep in same bed, so Barrett don't rock the whole camper, because Barrett can't rock the whole house.
That's true. You didn't have to share a room and Bear didn't rock it.
Yeah.
That's a good point.
And I want like 15 tires, so when Barrett rocks it, this stays on all the tires.
Yeah, add more tires to keep it more stable.
Yeah.
Good idea.
And we have, the fans are not really stable. I mean, blowing too much.
Mm-hmm.
And I love living. I bet,
Don't rub your hair against the chair.
I bet houses are better for you with a camper.
Okay, is that everything?
And do you have a dog what comes with us to RV with us? And we go to Georgia and Stone Mountain a lot. And see you next time. Bye.
Okay, so my perspective. I think that in order to be able to decide whether living in an RV is going to be that different than living in your house, you need to consider a couple of factors. Number 1 being, where do you come from? What kind of living do you come from? Number 2, what kind of schedule and routine are you used to? And number 3, are you going to be stationary or full-time? So let's start with number 1. What kind of living do you come from? So we came from a 10-acre farm with a very large 2-story house. Obviously you're thinking, well, that is a massive change. Yes, it is, but not as massive as you would think, actually. So while we had this very large house, it was 2 stories, the kids had their bedroom upstairs. The only time they were in their bedroom is when they were sleeping. We were always all together in the kitchen living room area if we were not outside. So if you took my kitchen and living room area from the house and kind of stretched it, it's like the camper, and outside, which we're always outside. So that has not really been a big change for us. It has not affected me. I was actually telling Cody the other day, I was so proud of myself that I had not called him once, not a single time in 5.5, 6 months, and said, I can't do this. This change is too much. I'm going crazy. Not in terms of the living space anyway. The kids, it might be a different story. But I have my own space here with my bedroom. It's got just about space I need. I have a living and kitchen area. I could always use more kitchen counter space, but it's not like it's not a deal breaker kind of thing. And the boys have their own living area space at the other side of the camper. So like you heard from them, sharing a bedroom has been a change for them, and that might be the only thing that was really affecting them that much. So coming from that living space to this living space inside has not really affected us that much. Outside is one big change. If you are used to letting your kids go outside and play while you're still inside and checking in on them every now and then, having more freedom, which I am used to that, or I was, that's going to be a big change because obviously you can't do that in the campgrounds. So my youngest, Corbin, has so much energy. He has to be outside a lot. That's a big change because I now have to be outside with him all the time. He's used to be able to be a little bit more rough and rambunctious inside a house that he can't do in the camper. So that's an adjustment. He's still trying to learn those boundaries and calm down and not shake everything up. Okay, now what kind of schedule and routine are you used to? I'm used to getting up and go to work every day. The boys are used to getting up and going to school every day. So homeschooling and being together 24/7 is a big change. If you already homeschooled, then this part doesn't apply to you. But it has been a big change for me. Now, I was a teacher, so teaching all day is not the change. It's being around my kids all day that is a change. Not getting up and being around other people necessarily all day, or the same people all day, has been a big change. Okay, and then whether you're going to be stationary or full-time. I have a perspective on both because we do a month of being stationary and a month of being full-time traveling or moving around. These are all things that I was very nervous about. The traveling part, whether it was going to be stressful, in my opinion, it's not. I actually really like it. Pick up and moving day and setting back are like built-in cleaning days because you start to put everything in their place, and I grab the vacuum and the duster and I do it all before we leave or when we get back because everything's kind of tucked away where it needs to go and I can clean. So I really like that part, and I like the change of scenery every so week or 4 or 5 days or whatever we have planned. I like that it doesn't get too old and too stale, and we're always doing something different and something new. So I really like the traveling aspect. It is different. It's very different. It's new, but I like it. So I don't think that was a big thing to be scared about. And then the month that we are stationary, that has not been a big change other than we're not going to school. So it's basically the same kind of thing that we would do on a weekend. It's just an extended weekend. I still get to do the teaching that I love, and I still get to be with my kids, which is one of the main reasons that we did decide to do this, is that Cody and I could spend more time with the kids, quality time, and not miss so much of their lives. So I'm getting to do that. Spend time with them, be together, and that's pretty much what we would do, when we get home from school and on the weekends anyway. So overall, if I'm looking at everything, for me as mom and woman, girl, what is RV living different than house living? It's a yes and it's a no. There are some things, and it depends on, like I said, where you're coming from and what you're used to. Homeschooling is a big change for me. I like it though, I really do. The freedom that the kids have outside is a big change for me. The living space is not. I thought it would be. I was kind of nervous that we would all go crazy, but it's not, because like I said before, we're always together anyway. And the traveling is a big change, but in a good way, not anything to be scared of. So that is my opinion on it. For me, it's not an easy yes or no. Like Barrett said, no, it's not that much different. Corbin said, yes, it's different. I'd rather the house. For me, it is a change, and you need to look at all your factors to decide how it will affect you, and then you just kind of have to take the leap and go for it and see if you like it. A little bit of perspective of both. We do a month of being stationary and a month of traveling.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. The month
traveling is really important.
Why?
See, so seeing all the states is better than working out or something.
Oh, yeah. So when we are traveling, that is a huge difference. When we're stationary, it is really not that much different, except for us, it's different in terms of having to homeschool. So when we are stationary, you getting in there? When we're stationary, it's pretty much the same. We don't really notice that much of a difference. We get up and we do life.
Yeah.
And the size really doesn't affect us too much because, like I said, in the house before, we were in the same area all the time anyway. And when we're stationary here at our home base, they can still go outside and play.
Always play outside with Mom, and Mom never play Power Rangers. Ever. And they're always reading and annoying.
I never get to be alone. That's a big
Yeah.
change. Yeah. No privacy, huh?
Oh,
Do you let me have privacy?
No privacy for any day.